You wake up exhausted before your day even begins, not because your body is tired, but because your soul is worn thin from performing for love that never comes. You think you're tired of life, but here's the truth that will set you free. You're tired of begging. You're tired of shrinking yourself to fit into spaces where you were never meant to belong. You're tired of analyzing every text message, every pause in conversation, every slight change in someone's tone, wondering if you've done something wrong again. You're tired of the chronic ache of trying to earn what should be freely given. If this feels like I'm reading your mind, hit that subscribe button and let me know in the comments what you struggle to say no to the most. I read every single comment, and your story might be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. Listen to me carefully. The exhaustion you feel isn't depression, it's depletion. You've been pouring from an empty cup for so long that you've forgotten what it feels like to be full. Psychologist Alfred Adler understood this deeply when he spoke about the inferiority complex. You've been living with the belief that you must constantly prove your worth, that love is something you earn through perfect behavior, endless giving, and the sacrifice of your own needs. This is why you're tired of life, because the life you're living isn't actually yours. You check your phone first thing in the morning, not for inspiration, but for validation. Did they text back? Did they like your post? Did they notice you exist? Your nervous system is constantly activated, scanning for threats to your worthiness. Your body keeps the score, and right now, it's screaming that you're losing a game you were never meant to play. But here's what nobody told you. The love you're chasing doesn't exist. Not because love isn't real, but because the conditional, performance-based affection you've been seeking isn't love at all. It's transaction. It's emotional commerce. And you've been selling yourself at a discount for far too long. The people who make you beg for their attention, who give you just enough to keep you hoping but never enough to feel secure, who pull away when you need them most, they're not withholding love from you. They're showing you exactly who they are. And who they are is someone who doesn't have the capacity to love you the way you deserve. You've been tired of life because you've been living on crumbs while convincing yourself it's a feast. John Bowlby's attachment theory reveals something profound. Our early relationships create templates for how we expect to be loved. If you grew up performing for approval, walking on eggshells to avoid abandonment, or believing that your needs were too much, then adult relationships became stages where you performed the same exhausting dance. Your mother's conditional approval taught you that love comes with terms and conditions. Your father's emotional unavailability convinced you that you had to earn attention through achievement or perfect behavior. The playground rejection at age 7 whispered lies that you've been believing for decades. You're not enough. You're too much. You're not lovable as you are. These wounds are why you're tired of life, because you've been trying to heal in the same relationships that broke you. But here's the revolutionary truth. You don't have to dance anymore. The tiredness you feel, that bone-deep weariness that sleep can't cure, is your soul's way of saying enough. It's not giving up. It's waking up. It's your inner wisdom, recognizing that you've been investing your precious life energy in people and situations that drain rather than nourish you. Carl Rogers taught us about unconditional positive regard, the idea that we are worthy of love simply because we exist, not because of what we do, how we look, or how perfectly we can meet someone else's needs, simply because we are. This isn't just therapy speak. It's the foundation of every healthy relationship you'll ever have. You think you're tired of life because you've been living someone else's version of it. You've been so busy trying to be who others wanted you to be that you've lost touch with who you actually are. The person you are when you're not performing, when you're not analyzing, when you're not shrinking. That person, the real you, is not tired of life. That person is tired of the prison you've built from other people's expectations. This prison has bars made of what will they think and maybe if I just try harder. It has walls built from I don't want to be alone and I'm not good enough on my own. You've been serving a life sentence for crimes you didn't commit, for being human, for having needs, for wanting to be loved. But you hold the keys. You always have. The beautiful, terrifying truth is this. When you stop begging for love, you discover something extraordinary. You realize that the love you've been desperately seeking outside yourself has been waiting inside you all along. Not as some new age platitude, but as a lived reality. Nathaniel Branden called this self-esteem, not arrogance or selfishness, but the simple, radical act of treating yourself with the same kindness you've been freely giving to others. You're tired of life because you've been abandoning yourself in hopes that someone else would rescue you. But the rescuer isn't coming, because you don't need rescuing. You need remembering. Remembering who you were before the world taught you that you weren't enough. Here's what happens when you stop begging. The right people don't leave. The people who were only there for what you could give them, for how small you were willing to make yourself, for how little you were willing to ask for, those people disappear. And that's not loss. That's liberation. Watch how quickly I love you becomes you've changed when you start choosing yourself. Watch how you're so easygoing becomes you're being difficult when you set your first boundary. Watch how you're perfect becomes you're too much when you stop hiding your needs. These reactions aren't evidence that you're wrong. They're evidence that you're finally right. The space they leave behind isn't empty, it's available. Available for people who love your laughter, not your silence, who celebrate your boundaries, not your compliance, who see your needs as natural, not burdensome, who choose you not because you're perfect, but because you're you. You're not tired of life. You're tired of settling for relationships that feel like auditions where you never get the part. You're tired of loving people who treat your heart like a convenience store. Open all hours, always available, never prioritized. You're tired of life because you've been living everyone else's definition of what your life should look like. Their timeline for when you should be married, their standards for how you should look, their expectations for who you should become, their comfort level with your dreams. But their opinions about your life are none of your business. The exhaustion will lift when you remember this. Love is not something you earn through suffering. It's not a reward for being small enough, quiet enough, or grateful enough for scraps. Love, real love, recognizes your worth immediately and consistently. It doesn't need to be convinced. It doesn't need to be chased. It simply sees you and chooses you, the same way you've been choosing others all along. Real love doesn't make you tired of life. It makes you excited to be alive. Stop begging. Start choosing. Choose yourself with the same fierce loyalty you've been offering to people who couldn't see your value. Choose your peace over their approval. Choose your growth over their comfort. Choose your life over their convenience. Choose your Saturday night alone over their breadcrumb attention. Choose your standards over their convenience. Choose your healing over their comfort with your dysfunction. Choose your future over their familiarity. You are not too much. You never were. You were simply offering your muchness to people who had no capacity to receive it. That's not your deficiency. It's theirs. The people who are meant for you won't be overwhelmed by your intensity. They'll be inspired by it. They won't be threatened by your growth. They'll be proud of it. They won't make you feel tired of life. They'll make you grateful to be living it. The life you're actually tired of isn't your life at all. It's the performance of a life built around making others comfortable while you disappear. When you step off that stage, when you stop begging for love and start living as someone worthy of it, you'll discover something beautiful. You're not tired of life. You're ready to begin it. You're ready to stop auditioning for love and start accepting it. You're ready to stop earning your place and start taking it. You're ready to stop being tired of life and start being excited about the life that's waiting for you on the other side of your courage. The life where you're not begging to be loved, because you already know you are.